Hey, welcome guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tammy and I do pretty much daily get ready with me. So if you're into that kind of content, hit that like and subscribe button. Um, Today I went through my palettes. I was like, what do I want to use today? I haven't used my Cosmos palette in a hot minute. It's a very pretty palette. Mattes, shimmers, kind of springy, summer. You can use it though any time of year. And then the Sugar palette. I like both of these a lot. My favorite shade in this one actually is the blue. Will I use the blue today? We shall see. But I thought, you know, these would be good to use together today. And then of course there's the rest of the face. Skincare is done. I've got my protein coffee here. It's just a thing of muscle milk protein drink, like pre-mixed one with cold brew coffee. And then I put in some cookie dough creamer. I think it's like Earth's Own or Earthbound. And I did eat. David brought me and Grace home breakfast this morning after work because he works night shifts. And he brought it home, he says, an apology because I told him to take the keys last night before he left, but him and Matt got chatting up, so he kind of forgot. And he currently doesn't have his phone because his phone stopped charging, so he's waiting for his new phone to get here. So he couldn't text me to like let him in this morning. So apparently he came home from work, realized he didn't have the keys. He sat out, I guess, in the hall. So he wasn't sitting outside, but he was sitting out in the hall for a bit. And he said some time went by and he was like, oh, well, I'll just go get Mom and Grace some breakfast and then come back and maybe they'll be awake. Someone will be awake. We were not awake, but he knocked. Eventually, I thought it was a package because I was like, I looked at the time. I was like, it's 8:30. Who's knocking at our door? Like, we're all in bed sleeping. So I assumed David was in the house too. So I went to the door, looked at the peephole, and I seen it was David. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you out there in the hallway for? Of course, he said it was because he forgot to take the keys. And then he's like, I got an apology breakfast for you. I was like, you didn't have to. I was like, I would have let you in regardless. I do like when he takes the keys just in case. So, yeah, so I ate breakfast this morning. Mother-in-law visited yesterday. We took her out to eat. That was nice. She's leaving to go back to Newfoundland tomorrow. We have seen Matt's parents are divorced. They're not together. But we've been out in Alberta for 20 years. But there was one year where I took David when he was like a toddler back to Newfoundland for a year. And we came back out here. So it's been like 20, okay, I guess for David and I, 19 years total living out here, 20 for Matt. During that one year, though, Matt came and seen us and stuff, and then we decided, because we were just trying to figure out where the heck, what we want to do. We were like early 20s. We were trying to figure out where we wanted to actually live and whatnot. Anyways, it's here. We're in Alberta. But we've seen Matt's dad and his mom several times. They come out every couple of years. I know people want us to go back home, and I'm like, it's so expensive. No one's gonna guilt trip Matt and I about not being able to go home. It's expensive. Yeah, we are making more money, but the provinces are different. So in one province, you might be paying like $800 to $1,000 a month for rent, but out here, and like making less money, like it kind of works out to the same. You might get like, we might be making more money, but our rent is like literally double. So we're paying like $2,000 for rent. And then in another province, you may be paying like anywhere from 1,000 to like 15, right? I don't know how to explain it correctly, but it ends up being the same. So yeah, and like the cost of living and stuff, it's not easy to just be like, hey, our family of 4 is gonna go buy plane tickets to fly down there and fly back. It's it's not as simple as that. I don't understand why it's so expensive to fly in your own country. So we have not seen anybody in my family, at least in the past 16 years, which is pretty shitty. And that's all I'll say on that, because I cry every time I start talking about my family. I mean, one of my sisters I haven't seen in 20 years. And she's only a year younger than me. That being said, though, I don't know. Everyone's position is different. It's like I told Matt's mom last night. She's like, "You guys gotta come back. We gotta be able to see you guys in that." And I was like, "Well, true, yes, but at least you know that you've seen us multiple times in the past 16 years." I was like, "Nobody in my family has seen us in the past 16 years." And then she said something, and I was like, I think she was semi-joking, but not. She's like, "Well, whose fault is that?" And I was like, "Well, it's not our fault. The cost of living, man. No one's gonna guilt trip Matt and I." I don't think she was meaning that in a weird way. Some people are just sarcastic, but trying to get some people to understand we might be making more money, but we're also paying a hell of a lot more money as well. So it kind of equals out to what they're earning and paying out over there. And it's cheaper for 1 or 2 people to fly out here versus a family of 4, because Matt and I, we've already made an agreement. We're going as a family to visit, not just one or 2 of us. We're not doing that. And if no one likes it, I guess it's too bad. Too bad. We either all go or we don't. Anyways, our hope, our intention, and I say intention because shit happens, but our intention is to eventually, we want to drive across Canada so our children can see Canada, so we can see Canada. I need a new brush. I'm trying not to get nothing on my hoodie. Just, yeah, the cost of living, man, it sucks big time. This is a nice brush. Excuse me. Anyways, his dad is coming out. I should say his dad and his girlfriend, they're coming out the end of July. I think like the end of July, early August, they'll be out here for a couple of days to a week. I always find it interesting that, well, and he does too, that his family is always making comments about us not going to Newfoundland. Sometimes it feels like guilt tripping. And then, like, I even told his mom last night, I was like, you will not hear my parents ever try and guilt trip or say anything like, "Oh, you guys should be making more of an effort to get over to Newfoundland," or whatever. It's like, we will do it when we know we're able to, and we're not going to, like, be having to sacrifice coming back to a place to live, because, like, you have to take care of make sure you have enough to cover rent and bills and food and stuff when you get back too, because that's time off of work. And it's easier said than done too when you have somebody else paying your airplane tickets to come out here and go back. So, and we don't have that luxury. We have to pay for it ourselves. So I'm using the bronzer one. So they're both e.l.f. The first one was the fair shade, and then this one is light. I think I got this brush from Ipsy Luna Magic Blend the Rules. I got this in a It's a duo. The other one's in my brush wash bin. I have some brushes I need to wash. Probably should just do that today so they're done. But this came with another brush, I think last month. Ipsy. This month's Ipsy BoxyCharm. It said it shipped, so it should be here either late this week or next week. Do any of you guys live far from your family? Like you guys either live in a different province? So in Canada, all of our places are called provinces. And I think in the US, you guys call them, you guys will be like, oh, what state do you live in? Right? Within your own country. Here in Canada, it's like, oh, what province do you live in? Do you live in like the same, at least the same country as your family, or different countries? Do you live in the same province or state? I don't know how all countries work. I'm not geographically smart or anything like that. Live in the same country as our family, but different provinces. So like we're split between Alberta, Newfoundland, and New Brunswick. And I'm talking like immediate family, so our parents and our siblings. Okay, that's on. That's nice. All right, I'm going to go in with the NYX Brow Glue. Nothing like brushing your teeth and having like a chocolate drink. I did not I did not end up doing the laundry yesterday. I ordered this contraption thing off Amazon for the shower. It's like this thing that comes with like 8 different attachments on it for the shower and tub. And I decided to get out our shower yesterday. Not done. There's the grout is looking so disgusting. I did clean it up quite a bit, but I ran out of patience and product. My mother-in-law said, I'm trying to clean up like the lines in between all the tiles, and she said, do you have any Javax? And I was like, what's Javax? We don't have, I guess it's bleach. I knew that, but I wasn't really thinking about it because we don't buy bleach. But she said to do a solution with bleach and spray it on there, let it sit for a bit. So let me know if you guys know any tips and tricks for really cleaning, whether it's mold or a dark yellow. And it's like, I don't even know how that happened. Is it because our shower doesn't fully dry? I don't know. But I want to get it cleaned up. Because we're redoing our bathroom. We're going to take the grout or the caulking that's around the edge of the tub, because that's coming apart. We're going to scrape that all out, clean it up, and then re-caulk around that, and then around the toilet too. We want to paint the bathroom out again. And I'm currently trying to get the I wish it would stick in here, but it's not. I really want to get the tiles, like in between all those lines in the tiles, cleaned up really well. But I did spend most of yesterday cleaning, so I didn't end up getting around to the bathroom. I gave my mother-in-law a bunch of brand new shirts because I went through my, I don't know if I mentioned yesterday, I went through my bedroom closet, not yesterday, but the day before. I removed a huge garbage bag of clothes, which is actually out in the hall. I'm going to take that down to the bin today too, before I forget. I don't want to procrastinate with that. But then yesterday she came over because I found 2 shirts. I found 3 shirts in my closet that still had tags on them. And I was like, would you wear these? And she's like, heck yeah. And then I found a basket in the bottom of my closet with a bunch of brand new summer tops. And I was like, what about these? And she's like, yo, yeah. And she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm condensing my closet. I have way more clothes than one person needs, especially for someone whose go-to is jeans and a hoodie, jeans and a basic t-shirt, sweatpants and a t-shirt, sweatpants and a hoodie. Like, I really condensed my closet down. And, you know, and then work clothes. So I told her, I was like, I don't need all this. I don't wear tank tops anymore. I prefer to have my arms covered. So I gave her some tops that were new that I just never got around to being able to wear because I'm always at work. Kept all my jeans though. I'm not getting rid of my jeans. But I did notice I'm crack-a-lacking on sweatpants. I got one pair of gray sweatpants. So, not anytime soon, but maybe the next time I'm at the mall, I might stop at H&M. And see if they have any sweatpants in, but they might not. Because normally I find the sweatpants during the fall and winter there. I kept the dresses that I have because I don't want to get rid of my dresses and then turn around and buy more. I do have dresses. I do like wearing them in the summertime. But we'll see if I'll even get around to wearing them this summer. And I did hollow a ton of sweaters that I don't wear. Just decided to keep my favorite ones, my go-to ones, the ones that I kind of like with your makeup. I kept for the clothing all the things that I constantly wear and gravitate towards, and then I pretty much pulled out everything else. Either gave it to her or it's in that bag that it's gonna go. Copacabana. Alright. I'm like, I didn't pull out, well, no, I do have a powder bronzer there actually. I'm going to use the Pat McGrath one again today. Yeah, so I have today off. I'm back to work tomorrow and Wednesday. Thursday off, working Friday, Saturday. I don't know if I'll be working Sunday or not. Hard to say at this point. Possibly. Something that I think I'm realizing is I don't like powdered bronzer on my cheeks. I think I prefer just to do I'll do like the cream or liquid on my cheeks and then do my blush. But I find that I like just the bronzer on my forehead, nose, and maybe down here. Is anybody else? I don't know. Okay, for bronzer. put some down here. Maybe I'll put some back here. That mirror is so dirty, I can't even see. Not even sure how that one got so dirty. Alright, and then we're going to do e.l.f. Rare Beauty. I forgot to put this in the description box yesterday. This, and I feel like I forgot to put something else. I didn't realize till this morning. I was like, hey. And I say that because, actually this and the Nars stick. Because I think I was talking about this and I put it back where it belongs. And then the Nars stick was actually still in the bag. Just blend these out. Okay, we'll leave that like that. I'm going to go over the Rimmel Kind Free Translucent Powder. Put some of this on. Yeah, I definitely do not like that e.l.f. pink powder. If you guys have that one, how do you use it? It's this one here. I don't like this one at all. And I also don't like the one that's in the compact at all. I might give them a few more tries, but I think I'm going to end up decluttering them. I might not even give them a few more tries. I just straight up don't like them whatsoever. I like glow, but I feel like those look metallic glowy. Almost like they have... Metallic's the only thing I can think of. I really just do not like them. Not for me. Okay. So for powder blush, I took out the Ofra one because I was going to do this yesterday, but I'm going to mix these two. And then we'll probably put some of the... Actually, I'm going to do the highlighter first. And then I'll go over with the blushes. Super pretty. You could use this as eyeshadow too if you wanted to. Kind of wish it had a mirror. And yeah, I'm not seeing sparkles. I'm seeing a nice glow, but it could be because of the color. It's very pretty. Oops. And then we'll mix the two blushes. Pretty. And then the highlighter, of course, still pulls through underneath. Yeah. Would be awesome if some packages showed up today, but it's Monday. It's a holiday. It is, what is it? I don't know. Labor Day, maybe? They call this in Canada the May 2-4 weekend. Whatever that means. I know as teenagers and that, it meant you'd go camping and get drunk and high and stuff. A lot of people still do that even as adults. The May 2-4 weekend. Do you guys have anything like that? Let me know. It's not something I've ever taken part in. I think Matt did once as a teenager. But it's not something I ever did. I was just like, okie dokie then. Looking like, am I missing a brush? I don't think I am. Okay, so what brush do I want to start out with? I think this one. I want to use these two, and I think I just seen one. Too kind of stiff. Okay. We'll see what we come up with anyways. So I'm gonna start out in the Sugar Palette, and I'm going to start out in this lightest shade right here and put this all over. Has like the tiniest amount of like a light pink tone to it. And then I'm going to go into this shade right here. Put that out on the outer corner and blend it up a little bit. The Cosmos palette is, the mattes are more, I don't know, they're kind of like warm and neutral or cool tone. Like looking at it, these two, well, these three kind of look, maybe these two or just this one, I don't know. I'm not good with explaining. This looks warm tone to me. This one kind of looks cool tone. That kind of looks cool tone. This looks neutral. But I find the mattes in this one all look cool tone. What do you guys think? Anyways, you can use them together to create a look. If you have one, you definitely don't need the other. They're not identical in any way or form, but kind of similar vibes with the, they're kind of similar vibes. Like, I don't think a person needs both. I say that as I have both. Do I have a preference between the two? At the moment, no, because I really like both of them actually. What I do know is there's definitely less fallout in this one than, let's say, like the ABH Soft Glam or Renaissance. I have those two. The ABH Soft Glam is like one of my favorite ABH. It probably is my favorite ABH palette ever. Even though, yes, it is a bit messy. I'm going to go into this one. And do the same thing. This one's a bit more powdery. But kick up and whatnot, that doesn't bother me. That won't deter me from buying an eyeshadow palette. Is it ABH or Huda? I think it's ABH. It has another palette that's this size, maybe a tiny bit bigger, but it's a small compact. I've been seeing it for the past couple of months. It's nowhere to be seen. Some people said they thought it was a April Fool's joke. Honestly, when I seen the inside of it, I was like, that looks like a Nars palette, but it's a color story that I would use. The outer packaging, I think, is green. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Anyways, I have not seen it anywhere, and I haven't seen anybody who has used it or bought it. And it feels like it's been forever, but I think it was sneak peeked, I think, last month, like early April or like mid-March, late March. I know I did not imagine it. I'm going to go into this one here on a different brush. I like mixing warm and cool tones. And this one's staying more on the outer lid and like directly in the crease. They're blending really nice too, which I like. I need to today as well finish writing out the rest of my palettes. I still have a drawer left to go and do. I haven't done it yet. I'll do that today as well. Get the load of laundry going while that's going. Go wash my brushes, and then I'll come out, finish writing out the rest of my palettes. Because starting June, every time I use a palette, I'm going to put a mark by it. Part of me has been debating doing a declutter, but I've just done one, and I don't want to declutter for the sake of decluttering. But I'm fully aware that I definitely have palettes that are falling by the wayside because I have favorites, and when I tend to have a favorite, that's what I prefer to use. But there's also some palettes, and even like there's certain makeup, depending on the colors and the tones, I use them certain times a year. So like you might see some like Huda Grunge, for instance. That one you're not going to probably see me use all summer, like spring or summer, because that's one that I use during the fall and winter. Excellent palette, by the way. I didn't think that was a palette that I would like, even though I went and bought it, but I like it a lot. Okay, for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to throw these in my those ones wash too. For the lower lash line. So what I want to do, I'm going to start with a cool tone. I'm going to go into this one first. And then I'm going to go into this one right here. My friend Eden is limiting herself to 8 more eyeshadow palettes the rest of the year. I contemplated doing that because in reality, there's probably there's probably 10 palettes left that I would like to get my hands on, but I swear people are coming out with palettes every month. So it's like, how do you decide? And it's like indie brands coming out with palettes. I'm not seeing eyeshadow coming out from anybody else. Are you guys? Let me know. It's like not trying to sleep on other brands that aren't expensive or indie, but I'm literally, I keep my eyes peeled and I'm not seeing eyeshadow coming out from anybody like drugstore or whatnot. Okay, shimmer. Shimmer me timbers. Now, oh, there was a shade I was looking at in another palette. I'm not gonna go get, maybe I'll use that palette tomorrow. I feel like some of these are shifty. I kind of want to use this one here. This to my eye looks gold, but it's showing pink to you guys. This one looks like it has like different, that one looks like a duo multi. This looks like a multi. Maybe I'll do that on the inner part. Let me see. That blue one goes from blue to purple. That's the one I usually use in this palette. I'm debating if I want to use the pink one that's in here. Maybe I'll use Orion. Quasar. And then I'll use the pink one that's in here as well. So I'll start with this pink one. It's a nice soft color. You definitely do not have to use your fingers. I don't know. I prefer using my fingers with these. I do think I'm going to get a glitter glue, whatever you call it. Because I want to, I want to give it a try out. I've been seeing lots more people using glitter glues. And they're using like a brush or their finger. But I'd like to, give it a try. I've done eye primer and I'm not a fan of eye primer. But I think I'd be up for trying a glitter glue. Especially because I use so many sparkles and glitter. So that's on like that. I could pack on more, but I just want like a nice light. If you want just like an easy soft look, I would put that straight across and leave it. Now I'm going to go into this one here. Supernova also shifts. Do you guys see that? So it's not just indie brands that do duochromes and multichromes. Is this still expensive? Yeah. This is probably... ABH palettes, what are they Canadian? I think they're under $90, but they're definitely more than 70. I believe this is, it's more than 70 but less than 90. I'd have to look it up. Did I swatch this one? I did too. Well, I'll just do that right quick on the other eye. That's not the one I wanted. So I guess we're going to use multiples of these. That's not the one I wanted, but it's still pretty. And they're not chunky, at least so far what I'm putting on my eye. I do think the shimmers in this one can definitely be a bit more chunky. You guys see this? To my eye, it's like a chocolate brown with gold, green sparkles, but then as you shift it, you see that. I think using a glitter glue or something would probably help that pop more, or using a wet brush. And then of course it's not showing up, but that blue goes from blue to purple. I'm just not sure how to... These two are pretty standard, but they're very pretty and soft. And this purple doesn't really... It's pretty, but it's like a soft, sheer purple. If you don't like bigger palettes, this is 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this one has 4 more shades. If you don't like bigger palettes like this, I probably would go for this one if you like the color story. I don't think a person needs both. Okay, I think if I had to choose between the two, now looking at them, I think I would go for this one because it has more shifty shades. I do like shifty shades. And because in this one, I don't really use these two. I will, well, use them up, of course. See this one too, it's like a matte, but there's like this purple pink shimmer in there. Again, once you get that shade on your lid though and blend it out, the glitter in there doesn't really show up. Okay, let's go into the shade Orion. That's what I really want to put my finger in. Soup. I love that shift. That it's like it does the same thing that the Kylie shade does and a few other palettes that I have. But we're gonna put that all out here. I'll probably do like a liner, like a eyeshadow as an upper liner today. I don't have any. I do have cream eyeliners, but I don't really use them. I'm not one for eyeliner. And I don't do fake lashes. And then I'm going to go into Kesar. I don't know how to pronounce that one. But that one's also shifty. I'm going to put this one in the front. Okay. I'm gonna go back into this brush and dip back into this one right quick. Go into this brush here and dip into that first matte that I had used, this one here. Because it's not beige, it has like a slight pink undertone to it. Just kind of blend that up higher. It's not going to be a super dramatic look, but it's going to be nice and soft. I am going to do a liner on the top after. I'm going to mix this shade here with this one. Again, I do a little bit of fallout, but nothing, again, nothing dramatic. Take this brush with nothing on it and just blend over that. And if you want to do a fun pop of color in here, you definitely can. What would be, oops. I guess you could do Kesar, or I might do, maybe I'll take the Supernova and put that in there just for something. Just for something fun. What brush did I use yesterday when I went in there? I know I did not use a big chunky brush. I think I'll grab a clean brush, a new one. It's a little bit big, but it'll work. Let's go into Supernova, this one here. I'll start by bringing that up. Like, can you see? Right here. So if you have this palette, you can definitely get some very pretty looks out of it that also have that razzle dazzle that some indie palettes have. See? I mean, that's pretty. It's just like a nice fun pop of color because it is shifty. That's pretty. You can literally just do one matte though too, but we know me, especially when I don't have work. And it's a little bit fun. If you want it to, you could actually drag it across up here, but I don't want to do that. What I, excuse me, do want to do though is go back into this one again. These colors are so pretty. You literally just use one and be done. So pretty. I am going to do a liner, some smudged out liner. But am I done with the top? It's definitely glowy. Kind of want to go into this right quick. Up high. Almost up right on the brow bone. That's pretty. And then for the liner, I'm going to go to something similar to the color that's out here. So I will use... Did I have black on this? Maybe. I'm just wiping off my liner brush. I'm going to go into this one here because it's kind of similar to this one, but it's a deeper color. If you want it to make, so if you have this palette and you want to make it pop even more, dig out a highlighter. I'm not going to though, I'm going to leave it. It's nice and, I like how that color in here is really glowy. And that's the Supernova shade. That's really glowy. I think that one is probably the star of this palette. Like, they're all pretty, and like I said, there's a couple that have shifts, like that are shifty, but that one is the star of the show because of how glowy it is. It's like, if you have this palette, dig it back out, especially if you have been sleeping on it lately. If I condensed my eyeshadow collection down, I would definitely, I would keep both of these. I would not get rid of either one. But if I had to choose between the two of them, I would keep this one. Okay, just like that. Where's my mirror? Okay, I'm gonna go into my setting powder just a little bit in here. I feel like for some reason I'm looking really glowy in the middle of my face. Do you guys notice that? It's like, why are you so glowy? I don't know. And then any fallout here, it also help brush some of it away. It's probably my skincare pulling through, honestly, that's making the middle of my face so glowy. Better. Okay, I think the eyes will be good here. Aside from mascara. Yeah, it doesn't really look like I have any eyeshadow on until I, it's very subtle, but it's there. It's going to depend on the lighting too. For some reason, coming back further, I feel like I can see it more. But then getting up closer, I feel like it's less. It's a very soft, pretty look with that touch of glow. It's very nice. Okay, so yeah, I still adore these palettes. I think they're still really good. And if you have them, dig them out. Again, I don't think they're ones that you need to have both of. But if you have one, dig it out, use it. I'm definitely not going to use the e.l.f. one today. I'm going to use this one here, the LYS. Do you guys have the new Fenty? Does anybody have the new Fenty setting spray? I think I'm going to pick up the Milani one. Not the... Actually, I'm thinking I'm going to get the Milani matte one. Since my skin, so, like, even though I have dry skin, and I do like having glowy skin, I don't like when it's looking so glowy in the middle of my face. So I think I'm going to pick up the matte one the next time I'm at Walmart. But I've seen people use, I think it's the new Fenty setting spray. They sprayed it, they left it for like a few minutes to dry, and then they took tissue paper and stuck it to their face, and none of the makeup went onto the white tissue. I want to try that. I want to buy it and do it for myself so I can see with my own eyes that we're not being tricked. But do any of you guys have it, and do you like it? Because I like to try it. Even though it has a hefty price tag, I'd still like to try it. Okay. Oh, I didn't put that away. I'm not wearing this one today. I thought I put it away. Well, actually, it probably would work with this look. Let me see. Or do I need a different color? I mean, it definitely works with this look as well. I need mascara. Maybe I'll grab a different lippy. This one would definitely work, though. I know somebody would be like, it's too dark. No. It's actually quite... It's pretty. That's bright. Why? I don't know why I got that one. Is that Riri? Raspberry jam. Let's try raspberry jam on. I know why I bought it. Because I wanted something for a pop of color. Have you guys, what's your recommendation for whitening? I can't use whitening toothpaste because they literally burn and make my gums peel. Have you guys heard of Lumify or Lumi something? Have you guys tried it? If you have sensitive gums like me, let me know. My top teeth don't bother me, but my bottom teeth do. Like, I want to get my bottom teeth whitened up a little bit. Okay, very pretty, but you want to know my thought? I will only wear this if I have a singular shade on my lids, or I'm doing, what do you call it? No makeup look. That's when I'll use this one. It's too colorful for me. It's too colorful for me. I like how these feel on the lips. We're not doing that one today. That's raspberry jam. Super pretty though. But if I didn't have any eyeshadow on, I'd probably wear that. What other options are in here? I also feel like I would be paranoid because when I talk, my bottom teeth show. And I'd be thinking they're just eyes are drawn to my mouth, and then they're just staring at my yellow bottom teeth. Even though some people don't care. Okay. I definitely want something moisturizing. Keep these for blushes. Well, the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil, and then we have this one here. This is also a Fenty lip oil. And Fussy. I know I like Fussy. Okay, it's still pigmented, but not as bright. So we'll do this one. I need mascara so bad. I like Fussy a lot. It's one of my favorite colors because I feel like it's my lips, but better. Almost. So we're going to use this Fenty Gloss Bomb Oil today in the shade Fussy. But I need mascara because it looks weird. What mascara shall we use? We're going to use a Lancome. I really need to get my brushes washed. Because I don't want to start letting them pile up again. This is a nice, I like this mascara a lot. Okay, and then we'll do the other one. I mean, I bet if I did do false lashes, this would look much better, but what do you guys think? I think it's pretty. It's a nice eye look. Man, I gotta try and, I'm talking to myself in my head, but my mother-in-law yesterday made me realize, it's not like I realized, but remember, our kids don't let us take their pictures anymore. We don't force them. But it made me realize that we were talking about getting updated family photo. I know not everybody does that. It's been a couple of years since we've done a family photo. When I say a couple of years, I mean Grace was probably in grade 1 or 2. So that's been a long time. That's been a very long time. Nobody here likes getting their pictures done. I mean, I take my photos, like selfies or whatever. But, I used to take photos of the kids all the time, and then they made it very clear they didn't want to anymore, so I kind of stopped. Because I don't want to take photos where my kids are like, you know, that fake smile and stuff, and it's like, okay. So, I'll be like, hey, can I take a photo? If they say no, I'm like, okay. But it's been a hot minute, so... Anyways, this is the final look. I think it's quite pretty. I like it. What do you guys think? I like how glowy that shade is. Alright, I'm gonna skedaddle on out of here and get some things done that I've been procrastinating getting done. So that way there we can all sleep better at night knowing I got my makeup brushes washed and laundry done. It's only one load, but still. If it sits there any longer, it's going to get bigger. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's Get Ready With Me. Again, if you have either of these palettes, pull it out. Shop your stash. I think I'm leaning more mentally into shopping my stash. Yes, that's coming from someone who has stuff coming. I feel like I've been waiting forever, though, for the things that I ordered between last month and beginning of this month to get here. But with tariffs and duties and stuff like that, it's like it's probably going to end up being a lot less ordering starting next month, because this month's a write-off. I've been saying since the beginning of the year, but it's like, I don't know, it's getting too damn expensive. So I've been narrowing down my wish list. I've been talking about my wish list. My wish list went from being pretty darn big to it's small. Like I said, we don't have to have everything we see and everything that's new. But I do recommend shopping your stash, because you're going to find things you forgot you had, or you're going to rediscover something that you really enjoyed. And these are really good. Again, now that I look at them and think about them, I think I'd rather the Cosmo palette over the Sugar palette. Because with the Sugar one, I do like it has the cool tone mattes. But my favorite shade in this one is this blue, because it goes from blue to purple. Like at this angle here, to me it's purple. And I don't know why I can't get it to show to you guys. Maybe a little bit right there. It's a nice palette, but if I had to actually choose between the two, I'd go with Cosmos because of that. It has shifty shades, and then this, to me, this is the standout shade of that palette. So pretty. So, shop your stash. See what you have. If you don't have either of these, see what you have that actually might be similar. You might find something. I do think, actually, one second. Maybe this could be a lie, but let me check. Do I know? Okay, I'll show this to you in a second, but this Makeup Revolution palette, it is not a dupe for the Cosmo palette. I think it's supposed to be a dupe for Huda. Actually, I want to go grab it. Wow, why can't I open this? Holy crap. This palette here, this shade right here reminds me of the one that I just put on. But I think this one, because I think I might have forgotten about it. Well, actually, you know what? Okay, it's definitely not a dupe for this one, but you guys kind of see what I'm getting at, where, because this one here's shifty, but so's this one and so's this one. Like if you just see how in the Revolution one, those two shades down there are shifty. Obviously the mattes, I mean, well, Because now that I'm looking at it, these two pinks here both have a shift. Oh, it's upside down. This pink right here, do you see how it goes from like pink and then it shifts to that blue? Okay. So there's that. Which makes me think of the Supernova shade right here that goes to the pink to the blue. Okay. But I just noticed in the mirror, this one right here goes from gold to pink. Kind of like how this one goes from gold to pink. Oh, sorry, this one here goes from gold to pink. But this one kind of does too at the same time. So like these two. And then you have, this one goes from gold to pink. Is that the one I was talking about? I don't know. I'm looking at them in the mirror, so it's kind of confusing. Then you have like another shifty shade right here. You see that? I feel like these are kind of similar. There's a couple of similar shades in both of these. But I'm going to grab the Huda palette because you might have one of these. And so if you're like trying to save money and stuff, don't go out and buy something if you don't need to. This was, I wanted this one for the longest time ever, but I feel like, see like that shade right there? You can see here, it goes from blue to pink. This one also goes from like a blue to pink purple. There's definitely a lot of shifty shades in here. This is also a very pretty palette. It's cool tone. But some of the shimmers like this one, and this one are definitely shifty shades. I think that one too. Yeah, this one, and this one. They're shifty shades. But I think this one is actually supposed to dupe this one a little bit. But honestly, I think these three, like this palette, and then the Cosmos ones, they all have like a very similar vibe. This one has a bit more warmth to it, and these two are definitely more cool toned, but you definitely don't need all three. So if you want something, if you don't have any of these and the color story does intrigue you and you do like it, I do recommend the Makeup Revolution one. It's called Enchanted Icon. Recommend it. I honestly recommend, I've said this in several videos before, I recommend these Icon palettes from Revolution. They have 3 others. One was limited edition, which you don't have it here in Canada. But they also have a smoky one, and then they have a neon one. I do recommend these. True Icon, which is a Patrick Ta dupe. And I like this one more. Even though this one did do a little creasing on me. I mean, I had it on for like, I'm pretty sure over 10 hours, so it didn't matter. I like the shimmers in that in this one way better than the Patrick Ta. So that's the True Icon. And then the one I just showed you, which is the Enchanted Icon. And see, like it has some shifty shades in there. This one, and I think that one. And then I have the green one, which I'm not 100% sure what this one makes me think of. I remembered, but then I forget. But this one's also a really good one. The Eternal Icon. So pretty as well. I think it's another Huda dupe. Just because you see how this one has that divot in it? And I feel like one of the Huda palettes has that in their palettes. But it's green and it's plummy. So pretty. These guys are great. That being said, Revolution in general is good. I do have these two. Not my favorite formula, but these are still nice. The Revolution, I don't even know what these ones are. Oh, this is Reloaded Fundamental, and it's cool toned. again, the shimmers might not give, like, they're soft, right? But if you ever have like a palette like this and you're like, oh, the color story is lovely, I like it and stuff, but I want to give it a little bit more oomph to it, dig out a highlighter and put a highlighter over, and then your eye will, it'll pop. So you can make things work to what you want, which is what I tend to do. And then this one here, I wrote the color story, this one I really like. This is the Reloaded Neutrals 2 palette. And of course, because it's pinky and peachy with some mauves in there. Again, if not every eye look has to be like pow, sparkle, pow, like the lights are beaming off my eyelids. But if you want it to make the shimmers pop more, dig out one of your highlighters and pop that on. If you want some color, we have, I like the Revolution tin ones. I have the couple of the colorful ones, not the, like they have a bunch that look like, I think they're supposed to be dupes for other palettes. I don't have any of those at the moment. I just don't want to go out and buy a bunch of things just so that I have dupes or anything like that. If I'm not going to use it, I don't want to buy it. But this is the Forever Flawless Desert Desire. This is so pretty. I did a couple of looks with this one, and that was actually quite fun. But when I say I do have colorful palettes, I do. I don't do color. So when I want color, I'll pull it out. So I have this one. I have Digi Butterfly, which I think this is probably my favorite one that I have out of these ones. It's more neon. I prefer neon over pastels. This was very fun. I wish I knew how to link videos. I don't know how, but my friend Chris and I did a challenge where we both had to do a neon look. And I know I definitely used this one in that. And then we have this one here, Birds of Paradise. And I might have actually used this one as well for that challenge. And again, it's very pretty. But yeah, don't sleep on, I know some people are like, oh, some people like are against drugstore eyeshadow. No, e.l.f. has great, especially their 10-pan palettes. e.l.f.'s 10-pan palettes are one of my favorite drugstore brands. ColourPop, we don't have ColourPop in our store, so we have to actually order from the US for ColourPop, but ColourPop's another one of my favorite drugs. I consider them drugstore, but now they're kind of leaning not drugstore prices for Canadians anymore. But back in the day, they definitely were. But their 9-pan palettes are my favorite. I haven't used a Makeup Revolution, or these ones are just called Revolution. Makeup Revolution London. I haven't used a Revolution palette yet where I was like, man, the quality sucks. No, the Revolution quality doesn't suck. And this is just the normal Revolution Makeup London. There's other lines from them, but I don't know that. And then of course there's Morphe. I also like Morphe's eyeshadow quality too. I need to go through that drawer so I can write down what's in there. But yeah, see me, I get chatting about something. Just we need options, okay? I know like we're seeing indie everywhere. Like I feel like that's all anybody's using right now is indie eyeshadow palettes. I can't blame them because I got in on the indie eyeshadow palettes within the past year, and my mind is blown at the quality, but you're paying a hefty price. So it would be nice to see more drugstore options come out with some better quality. And I say that because a lot of drugstore foundations are almost like the foundations feel and look like they're high end. Yeah, I don't know what is going to happen with the drugstore, and like, is anybody going to come out with some more eyeshadow palettes? Like, I'll stand by the e.l.f. 10-pan palettes, and I'll stand by the Revolution eyeshadow palettes, but it'd be nice to see more eyeshadow palettes coming back in the drugstores again. It'd be nice to see Maybelline come out with some, but like maybe upgrade their formula a little bit. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Maybelline ones. Like, they had several, and you can actually still buy some of theirs on Amazon and in person at Walmart. I heard Profusion has good, but the Profusion eyeshadow palettes that I did have, I don't have anymore. They weren't a hit for me personally. I'd rather the e.l.f. I haven't used Wet n Wild in a hot minute. I mean, it's been a very long time. The last time I think I used Wet n Wild eyeshadow was when I didn't even really know how to like use eyeshadow because I never even had makeup brushes. I was using my fingers and Q-tips. So I can't speak on e.l.f. or, my gosh, Wet n Wild. L'Oreal doesn't have any eyeshadow palettes anymore, but I did order one of theirs off Amazon a couple of months ago, so I do have one of theirs. I should probably use it and do a video to see what I think about it. Anyways, let me know. What are drugstore brands? Again, here in Canada, some of the drugstore brands that you guys have, like, I think I've heard Juvia's Place is considered drugstore, but it wouldn't be drugstore for us because we have to order it from the US and we don't pay the same price. So what might be drugstore for you guys, for some people, won't be drugstore for Canadians. But yeah, it would be nice to see, because maybe it's easier to make a foundation appear or be like as high of a standard as a high-end foundation, but it'd be nice to see that happen for eyeshadow too. But not, and obviously they have to put the price up a little bit, but like don't jack it up, because there are some brands like L'Oreal, Revlon, and CoverGirl, and Physicians Formula. Those all are pretty much Sephora prices. Like, they're the same prices as Tower 28, the Sephora brand, Milk Makeup. Yeah, you guys know what I'm getting at. It would be nice. Like, I hear no chat at all about any eyeshadow drugstores. I don't know why I said drugstores. Any like drugstore eyeshadow. It would be nice to see some updated things in the eyeshadow department. Rimmel has some 10 pan, it's either 10 or 12 pan eyeshadow palettes. I think I might have one. And honestly, I also have an Urban Decay Naked Heat palette that I still have not done a look with yet. But it's because I bought it, I think, after the fall time. So it's like the color story for me is more fall. But I'm not actually, it's kind of fiery, so maybe I'll pull it out for summer. But I think I have a Rimmel one that's similar. I don't know. I gotta go through that drawer of mysterious eyeshadow palettes. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I know it's a long one. But again, we're chit-chatty here. We're laid back, chilled out. And yeah, just enjoying doing our makeup. I don't like to rush it. Anyways, I like this look. And until tomorrow, I will be back tomorrow. It's probably gonna be more of a chill, definitely not this long get ready with me. I think tomorrow it will be a neutral look because it's an early morning. So I might either do my Makeup by Mario Ethereal palette or grab something else. Well, yeah, I might do my Makeup by Mario tomorrow. I want to try and use that one once a week so I can pan some more shades. How many of you have it and are trying to pan it as well? I want to pan the crap out of this because it's a good palette and it deserves to be used up. I already hit pan on this one. And there's a few more I can see me hitting pan on soon. So I want to attempt to use this one at least once a week. Because, yeah, actually, I think I see... I was going to say, I thought I seen something happening in that one too. But I think it's just a reflection. But yeah, we'll be using this tomorrow. And then I'll figure out what else I'm going to use. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe button if this is the kind of content you like. If not, that's okay. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, guys, I hope you have a good week. I know it's Monday. It's a holiday here. Again, I'm not sure. I think maybe Labor Day. But I'm not sure because all my life, this is the day where, like, this whole past weekend, it's called May 2-4 weekend in Canada. So, yeah. Anyways, have a good one, guys, and thanks for watching. Oh, I thought I